Hi and welcome back to Garden Ninja. Now a number of you online have been asking me to give you helpful hints and tips when it comes to designing your flower beds. So today's video is going to give you all my insider hints, tips and tricks to make your garden borders and flower beds look absolutely beautiful. So come on, let's get cracking. So this flower bed garden design guide really is universal. Now no matter what plant species you're working with, whereabouts in the world you live, or what kind of colours you're working with, this guide is going to help turn your flower beds from average into amazing. So come on, let's have a look. The first tip I'm going to give you is about layering. And when you look at all those award-winning garden designs and those amazing plants, women and men that are putting on incredible displays, they're pretty much all using some form of layering to one degree or another. And it's kind of like the best kept secret in the garden design and plant world. Behind me, you'll see a really strong example of layering. And what layering does is it will take your eye from lower parts of the border through to midsections and then to the higher parts. So we're literally layering up the plants, and what that does is it slows down your focus and it slows down what we call the journey through the garden. So by layering up your borders carefully, you can help bring more focus and slow the visitor down. So no matter what size garden you've got, layering is an excellent way to bring real vitality and vibrancy to your borders. So layering works really well for both formal and informal planting designs. I tend to prefer a more informal planting design because it's just my preference. But if you like the formality of having things in almost like linear regimented rows, you can still use layering to take your ground cover up to your higher specimens. So layering is a really good trick to ensure that you're helping to guide the visitor through your garden and make your flower beds look absolutely cracking. So the next top tip is all about colour, and this is a real key design feature of any successful flower bed or garden design. Now it may be really tempting just to go out and to buy loads of plants that you just really like the individual colours of, but it's worthwhile spending some time thinking about how all those colours are going to interact with each other and how vibrant or dull they're going to become when you mix them together. Now this is a prime example of how you can take what we call a monochromatic garden planting scheme, which basically means it's all within one colour. So this is all about purples and some dusky pinks. If we have a closer look, you'll see that all these colours work really well together because they're all within the same section of that colour wheel. So a monochromatic border like this can help bring a sense of unity and calm to a garden border. Whereas if we'd just scattered loads of colours in here, it may look nice, but it's going to look a bit chaotic and it's not going to help slow you down and draw your interest throughout the garden bed. And my final tip would be to use repetition in your flower bed and garden design. And what repetition does is it allows you to repeat the same patterns of plants throughout a border, and it brings it together, it unifies it. More often than not, I see people that just sort of pick and mix plants and they want one of everything. And whilst it's lovely that you're introducing all these different species, it can feel disjointed. So with repetition, like the border behind me, you can really bring cohesion to that bed. So behind me we've got things like fennel, we've got the Achillea and the Alchemilla mollis, which is a bulletproof plant, and they're all in repetition down the border, and it brings it together. Whereas if I'd have gone for one of every single plant species in this border, it would look a little bit fragmented. So repetition is all about taking the plants that you've chosen and then repeating them throughout the garden. So there we have it, my top 3 tips to help take your flower beds from average to awesome. If you've liked this video, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel with our over 100 garden design, hints, tips and hacks videos to help you make your garden look awesome. I've been Garden Ninja, happy gardening.